Yo, what's good? What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. It's Neff, and today we're going to be taking a look at Night Fae on the PTR. I do have a VOD from a key that we're going to be looking at most of the time, and I'm here at the training dummy, and we're going to be taking a look at a couple things that have pretty good synergy with the double legendary, with the Night Fae Covenant legendary, so take a look at that. But the talents that I'm using, the legendary, soul binds, everything you need to know will be on the screen here. If you need to pause the video, feel free to do so. In my last video, I was second guessing about doing this. I played around with Night Fae a little bit, and there's a couple different synergies that I think should be addressed and are really helpful to know. Now, I did a key just to see how it performed overall. It did pretty good. In this key, I was getting the Kyrian buff from Druids. Keep in mind that I was buffed in this key, and I think I ended at like almost 14k. I was non-fortified again, which isn't too bad. So I did do this key yesterday, the season 3 Affix. So if you don't know how the season 3 Affix works, there's these 3 relics. They spawn with different packs and with every single boss. They're just spread around throughout the dungeon. Each relic will give you a different buff. Put a screenshot of the different buffs that you can get on the screen somewhere. I did make a plater mod for these nameplates, so you can see which one will give you which buff more easily. You don't have to remember the names. If you want this plater mod, like I said, it's only for plater. So if you use plater, there's a link in the description where you can get this mod at. So the buff you get is dependent on which relic you kill first to actually get the buff from killing the first relic. After you kill all 3 relics, another ad will spawn. And then once you kill that ad, you'll see in this video, I'll show a clip of it. Once you kill the ad that spawns, you get the buff. So the speed relic here is actually called but I have the mods, so all these are changed. This isn't what it's going to say for you unless you have the plater mod that I made. Its original name is If you kill then you kill the other 2 relics. An ad will spawn after you kill the other 3 relics. You kill that ad, you get a 150% movement speed buff for 45 seconds, which is actually pretty insane. Like you fly around. So when you kill the speed ad, you actually do get a 10-second stealth. Everyone in your group will go stealth for 10 seconds after you kill the ad with the movement speed buff. But the only way you can get the stealth buff is if it's the last one alive. So if your group doesn't have a rogue or something, you don't have invis pots for whatever reason, you can keep that ad alive and you can get a free shroud with a huge movement speed buff. Definitely lead to some cool routes for the MDI or something where they want to skip a bunch of stuff, and then they keep this ad alive, kill it, and they can just basically run to the end of the dungeon in 10 seconds with this movement speed buff. It's pretty crazy how fast you go with it. So the haste one, the original name is WO, W-O, however you want to pronounce that. When you kill this relic first, you get 20% haste for 45 seconds, and it does stack, so you can find 2 packs of these relics pretty close to each other in just about every dungeon. So if you kill 2 of these haste relics first between the 3, you can get a 40% haste buff, and then you can even lust on top of it and get a 70% haste buff, and it gets pretty crazy. The last one is a CDR relic. Its original name is Vi, V-Y. When you kill this one first, you get a 25% increased cooldown rate for 45 seconds. I'm not going to do the math on this. If you really want to do the math on this, you can. That's probably going to be pretty good for Demon Hunter, especially if you're Venthyr. Getting off as many metas as you possibly can. Going to be really good for Venthyr Demon Hunter. I don't see a lot of groups taking this unless they are pulling around the Demon Hunter's meta. Like, in my opinion, haste is going to be the move, since most classes nowadays do get a form of CDR from haste. So I'm just going to show you how to do the opener really quick with this Covenant legendary. I'll read it off really quick. The hunt engulfs you with an immolation aura upon reaching your target, and you gain 4% agility for 12 seconds for each enemy hit. So that immolation aura that you get from the hunt actually does proc Unbound Chaos. So we definitely want to run this talent, probably just about all types of content, Mythic Plus and Raid. Pretty much what you want to do is you want to pre-cast immolation aura before the pull. So say in Mythic Plus, your tank's gathering everything up, you pre-cast Immo aura, and then once Immo aura gets down to about 10 seconds, and you want to Fel Rush, go in, I-Beam, Death Sweep, hunt, and then we get an Unbound Chaos proc, and we get another immolation aura, and we get another Unbound Chaos proc. We do that, then we get meta, I-Beam again, do our opener. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Precasting Immo aura like that, and then waiting to use the actual Unbound Chaos proc and waiting to use the hunt. It's really huge burst damage. We got 3 Unbound Chaos procs within 10 seconds of each other, and 2 of them are actually buffed by the second part of this legendary, which is a big agility buff. I think the hunt is capped at 5 targets, so you know it might be 6, but either way it's like a 20 or 24% agility buff, which is actually pretty, you know, substantial. Here's my agility if you want to do the math on that. Go, feel free, but I'm not going to. So obviously, again, the hunt engulfs you with Immolation Aura, so the legendary that we're running is Burning Wound. Like I said, you know, nothing has really changed from this tier to last tier, or the tier before that. So Burning Wound, best legendary, you know, with the free Immolation Auras, and just with this legendary, your Immolation Aura does a fuck ton of damage, especially with the Growing Inferno conduit. Your Immolation Aura just does a fuck ton of damage, and be crazy not to take it. If you want to do really big burst AoE, you could probably use Collective Anguish, but in higher keys, Burning Wound is definitely going to be the move, because you bring a Demon Hunter for consistent damage. You don't really bring a Demon Hunter for, you know, big burst AoE, which, I mean, we do have burst AoE, but we probably have the most consistent damage in the game. And then, you know, the last synergy that Night Fae has, or Demon Hunter has in general, is Dancing with Fate Conduit. It, you know, synergizes very well with our tier set, which increases our Blade Dance and Death Sweep damage by 20%. That's really the only thing new that you need to worry about coming into next tier as Night Fae. Now, like I said, the only difference from live right now is using Glaive Tempest and Unbound Chaos. The only reason we're using Unbound Chaos is because we get these free Immolation Aura procs. Now, I've made a video on this build before. You guys know how I feel about it. It's a pretty good build and it feels really nice. Anything, honestly, with, you know, using Blade Dance feels pretty good to me. Blade Dance is like one of my favorite abilities in the game, especially when you run First Blood. You know, it just does a ton of damage, and if you get crits on it, it can take you to the moon in AoE. But like I said in my last video, there's not a ton to talk about when it comes to Night Fae 9.2. The only difference is we're going to be running Unbound Chaos instead of Glaive Tempest. Literally the only difference. Other than that, you know, our tier set bonus and double legendary is just a flat damage increase, which, you know, I'm a fan of. You know, I'll take it. Yeah, anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, found something useful, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And till next time, peace.